everyone, to the R.E.S.T podcast, where our goal is to help each and every one of you displace confusion, chaos, and dis-ease in order to heal and find significance in life. I am your host, Natalie Roberts, and I am here with the author of the Reconstitution Method for Healing and Rest, Virginia Dixon.
Okay, I am just so looking forward to you meeting a dear, 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 dear man who just frankly greatly impacted my life. Last fall, I went on a medical mission trip to Tarapoto, Peru with Dr. Liu, who's doing amazing, groundbreaking research on the HPV virus. And it was such an honor to go on this trip for many reasons and on many different levels. But during the course of that trip, early on, before we actually went deep into the jungle, he said, there is a gentleman that I want you to meet. He needs to know you and you need to know him. So we had this amazing lunch with Pepe Selem. And I got to be honest with you, I couldn't even sleep from excitement. And during the course of our lunch, I don't think either of us came up for air. It's a matter of fact, we barely touched our meal. But Pepe is one of the most unique human beings I've ever met, to be frank with you. He is coined by the History Channel a superhuman. He is one of the 4 strongest men in the world. And in his division, there is none like him. He competes regularly with men in their 30s, and he's almost 60. His story is so unique, and it is so inspiring that it has captured the attention of the world. So without further ado, Pepe, bienvenidos. Estoy muy contenta que estás acá. Muchas gracias.
Oh, gracias a ustedes. Estoy emocionado verdaderamente y sé que hay algo grande para Estados Unidos.
Yo también. Pepe, for those of you who didn't understand, Pepe said he thinks there's something big for the United States and it's coming. And thank you for saying that, Pepe. Muchas gracias. Because I think we need that. And I think your story has a lot of perspective for us in much of what we're living through, much of the confusion, chaos, and disease of the time. So you guys will know why in a few minutes. Jessica.
Hey, hello everyone.
Jessica is his daughter, and she's here to interpret today. So I don't have to go back and forth asking the questions and interpreting for Pepe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah. Well, welcome. I'm so excited to be here.
Jessica took us all over Peru to the little strip markets and all that. We had so much fun, huh?
Yeah.
Jessica es bicampeona panamericana y es conferencista internacional.
That's right. Jessica competes in international conferences, and she is a 2-time Pan American champion in her weight.
And I also do conferences for women.
Do you?
Yeah.
Jessica, we need to talk.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
So this is a family that has a rich history and national, international competitions and just global influence. So it's such an honor to have you both.
Es un gran honor de poder estar con ustedes, que son una familia de verdad con mucha influencia nacional e internacionalmente a nivel competitivo o a nivel de historia en sí, en familia y todo.
Oh, muchas gracias. Dile
Thank
que
you so much.
No es fácil ser el héroe de tus hijos.
It's not easy to be the superhuman for your children.
Una eternidad. Somos héroes cuando el hijo es pequeño.
We are the superhuman for our children when our children are little.
Yeah, exactly. There were heroes for them, for sure.
Pero cuando los hijos comienzan a crecer,
but when the kids start growing,
comienzan a ver los defectos.
They start looking your defects.
And there are many.
Yeah.
Hay muchos, ¿no, verdad,
Yeah.
Pepe?
Yeah, hay muchos.
Y las desilusiones
And the disillusions
que el padre hace con hijo.
that the father do with the kids, with the children.
Mantener ese nivel
So being that level, like as a hero,
no es fácil.
it's not easy.
Pero ver a mi hija
But when I see my daughter,
a los 23 años
that she is 23,
que quiera andar conmigo,
that she wants to be with me.
que siga mis
with
pasos,
me.
mi deporte,
Yeah, and she does the same sport as me. We
You're
walk
following
together.
his footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
y que me considere su héroe,
And that she consider me like as her hero.
es lo que queremos transmitir al mundo.
It's what we want to transmit the word.
Yes. And te digo un poco en español. Absolutamente queremos transmitir eso al mundo. That is what we all want to transmit to the world. Y también, no solo queremos transmitir eso al mundo, pero también tenemos que explicar al mundo nuestros defectos, las cosas que han sido difíciles en nuestra vida. So I was just saying to Pepe that and Jessica, not only do we want to transmit that dedication and commitment and faithfulness and perseverance pays off, and we need to make the finish line together, right, as we raise our children. But we also want them to see the hand of providence in our own difficulties, wrapped up in our own story and our own heritage. So I want everybody to know Pepe's story. Pepe, I'd like everybody to know your story, because Pepe is a world-class athlete in a division that's really all his own, and they do call him a superhuman because there isn't anybody ever in the history of the sport that's kind of accomplished what he has and maintained these titles, these national and international titles in powerlifting. But what I want you all to know is a little bit about his story, so that you can displace the confusion, chaos, and disease in your own life, regardless of what you've experienced, where your parents have come from, regardless of what's happening to you. You can find purpose in your pain. One of the things that sometimes takes our breath away is suffering.
Yeah.
But your dad just said something I'd never heard before. And he said, suffering is training. I liked how he put it. Ask Pepe to tell us his story in the context of suffering as training.
Okay, yeah. Pepe, en verdad quiero que conozcan tu historia, porque sabemos que tú eres un competidor mundial de una clase que en verdad es muy admirable, y justo me encantaría que todos escuchen tu historia, de dónde vienes y todo eso de tu familia, de tus padres. Pero hay una palabra que me quedó muy guardada, que es que el sufrimiento es parte del entrenamiento. Entonces quiero que nos digas un poco más de cómo es eso, que el entrenamiento es sufrimiento.
En tu historia, empezar cuando eras chiquito.
Ok. Nadie quiere un trofeo sin haberlo luchado.
Nobody wants a prize before they
earned it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yo puedo comprarme 20 trofeos.
I can buy like 10 prizes
y ponerlos en mi casa.
And put it in my house.
Y que la gente pase.
And people can come.
Y diga, wow.
And say like, wow.
Pero tú sabes.
But you know.
Que todo eso lo compraste.
But that all of that you bought it.
Que no te lo ganaste.
That you didn't win.
Pero te aseguro que si tienes uno pequeño.
But I know that if you have a little prize.
No importa el tamaño.
It doesn't matter what size it is.
Pero luchaste con lo máximo.
But you fight for that.
Tú siempre mirarás eso.
You're going to watch that. You're going to look at it.
Y te recordarás qué tan grande eres.
And you're going to remember how big you are.
Yeah, how grand. Yeah, how grand. Qué gran fue el esfuerzo y el sacrificio, right?
Yeah,
the effort, the sacrifice.
Ahora, para llegar a eso.
So now to
achieve that, to get to that.
Tienes que prepararte mucho.
You need to get ready for that.
Prepare.
Prepared, yeah.
Usain Bolt,
Usain Bolt,
el jamaiquino,
You know, the Jamaican runner.
Oh, he's amazing.
Récord de 100 metros.
He has the record of 100 meters.
Dice que se preparó 4 años
He said that he trained for 4 years
para menos de 10 segundos.
to less than 10 seconds.
That's amazing.
Y a veces nosotros,
So sometimes us,
en 4 meses,
in 4 months,
6 meses,
6 months,
abandonamos la carrera.
we give up the career.
¿Por qué?
Why?
Porque no tenemos bien claro
Because we don't have very clearly
cuál es el propósito en nuestra vida.
what
That's
is our
right.
purpose in our lives.
100, quiero decir una cosa, 100%, 100%. Cuando no hay propósito, nada importa. When there's no purpose, nothing matters. You have to have a name.
Yeah.
El segundo libro más vendido del mundo.
The second book, as a bestseller,
El primero es la Biblia,
the first one is the Bible,
pero el segundo es Una vida con propósito,
but the second book it's A Life with Purpose.
de R.E.S.T. Warren.
Rick Warren,
by
yeah?
Rick Warren, yeah.
Estaba en los aeropuertos,
That books were selling in the airports.
traducido en más de 40 idiomas.
Yeah, translated in more than 40 languages.
¿Por qué?
Why?
No era solamente por su contenido,
Was not just only for what was inside the
The
book.
content,
sino
right?
era el título.
It was because of the title of the
Porque
book.
todo el mundo está en busca de un
Because
propósito.
everyone is looking or pursuing the purpose of their life.
Solamente a nivel mundial,
Just in the world,
el 14%
14%
de toda la población
of the population, the people,
llega a su propósito.
go to the purpose.
Yeah, they accomplish
They
your
accomplish
purpose.
the
That's
purpose,
right.
yeah.
¿Por qué?
Why?
Porque no lo tuvieron claro.
Because they didn't
have clarity about it, right?
Yeah.
Y
So
abandonaron.
good, Jessica. No, it's
I'm
good.
trying.
Do you know, you're doing great. I'm just getting so excited. Yeah, we can do it together.
Okay, yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Y abandonaron su carrera.
So they gave up.
They abandoned, their careers.
Yo vengo de una cultura mamá católica
So I came from a Catholic mom
y papá árabe.
and
Arab
Arabic
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muslim. He was
Muslim, yeah. So two competing worldviews.
Yeah. Two different cultures, yeah.
En mi casa no se hablaba de Dios,
In my house, no one talked about God.
pero yo estaba seguro
But I was really sure
que existía un diseñador.
that here in the world there is a designer.
Yes.
Esto, tú no puedes ser de la nada.
You cannot happen like nothing,
You know what? We always say that it's not natural. It's not realistic. Nothing comes out of nothing.
Yeah, dice que como que lo que nosotros siempre decimos es que nada es natural, nada es que viene así de la nada.
Seguro, no es natural, no es lógico,
no es
no
real.
es razonable.
Yeah.
Y si hubo un diseñador,
So if there's a designer,
te diseñó con un propósito.
he designed you with a purpose.
Si no, no seríamos tan diferentes.
Yeah, if not, we are not be so different.
No hay dos iguales,
There's no two equals, yeah.
ni los gemelos.
Even the twins,
Son iguales.
there's not equals. There's no the
Somos
same.
parecidos,
Similar,
yeah,
uh-huh.
we're similar,
pero no iguales.
but not the same.
Entonces, el diseñador
So the designer,
te tuvo que hacer con un propósito.
he needed to design you with a purpose.
The fingerprint bears witness.
Yeah.
There's not two alike.
Ya.
Igual las huellas.
Las huellas.
Ahora-
no es igual.
De niño,
So as a kid,
todos tenemos sueños
we always have dreams
que llegan al corazón.
that
Reach
goes
the
to
heart.
Yeah, that reach
Yeah,
the
they
heart.
reach the
Yeah.
heart.
Y creemos en esto.
And we believe of that.
Pero vamos creciendo
But we will start growing,
y las personas
and the people around us,
nos lo van sacando del corazón.
they are taking that or dream from the heart,
Y solo queda en la mente.
and just the dreams are now in the mind,
Y si solamente queda en la mente,
and it's just in the mind.
queda guardado.
Just
It's stored in there, huh?
Mhm.
Y tal vez guardado para siempre.
And sometimes it's storage for all life.
Pero yo traté toda mi vida de niño
But I tried all my life as a kid
que no lo arrancaran de mi corazón.
that people cannot take that dreams
from my heart. They couldn't rip it out.
Y luché por eso.
So I fight for it.
Tuve las adversidades, las dificultades más fuertes.
I have a lot of difficulties, the strongest difficulties.
No dinero.
No money.
Soy pequeño.
I was small.
You're very
short.
tiny.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys would be surprised if you saw Pepe. He's really small. No money, no stature.
Un país subdesarrollado.
Yeah. A
Third world country.
Yes.
No dad.
No papa.
No papá.
No dad.
Who, by the way, because of crazy political conflict, was deported, for our listening audience, from Peru. When the militant government took over, they deported him. So Pepe's mom was left alone with him.
Estaba hablando de que un poco de...
Te mandaron a tu papá.
Que tu papá te lo deportaron y solo te quedaste con tu mamá.
2 años.
2 years.
Quedé último en los campeonatos.
In the championships, I was the last one.
Toda la gente que me rodeaba
All the people around me,
decían, ¿ves?
they said like, you see?
No sirven para eso.
You're no good for
you're
this.
not good for that.
Disciplina
Discipline.
es hacer lo que tienes que hacer.
It's that you have to do what you have to do. You're going to do what you have to do,
Así no lo quieras hacer.
even if you don't want it to do.
Los verdaderos héroes
The real heroes
son los que hacen las cosas
are the ones who do the things
en el momento que tienen que hacerlas.
in the time that they have to do it.
That's right.
Yo creía en eso.
Even
I
when you
believe
fail.
it. Yeah.
Y hasta
Incluso
cuando te
tú
da.
fallas.
Especialmente cuando uno falla. Especially when you fail.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan dijo,
Michael Jordan said,
soy el número 1 del mundo.
I'm the number 1 of the world.
Todos se acuerdan de mis títulos,
Everybody remembers my titles,
pero fallé más de 2.500 pases.
but I failed more than 2,000 passes.
56 puntos para ganar un partido los perdí.
56 points, I failed it.
I lost.
Tuve,
Yeah, you
muchos,
did.
Yeah.
tuve muchos defectos.
I have a lot of defects
Eso me hace el número 1.
that make me the number 1.
It's the failures
Yeah.
that you have to face and your limitations, because that's where you surrender outcomes to God.
Son las fallas que tú tienes que enfrentar para que tú puedas estar mejorando.
Seguro, porque pones Dios donde Él pertenece y vos ves claramente donde vos perteneces. Because you see God, your place in time and in life, and you see God's purpose. Ves las dos cosas. I think that's really important, because sometimes I see this a lot.
Yeah, yo creo que eso es muy importante porque eso lo veo a menudo.
Seguro, because I see people, Pepe,
Porque veo personas, Pepe,
who just think that they're just going to try hard,
que solo piensan que van a intentarlo arduamente, que lo van a intentar arduamente.
and do, think, try, do.
Y hacen, intentan, siguen haciendo.
But the purpose of it is never for anything greater than their own benefit.
Pero, can you say it again? But
Yeah, but the things that they set out to do,
Okay,
that they
yeah.
intend to do, is never for anything greater than themselves.
Pero lo que ellos intentan es algo no tan grande como lo que ellos merecen, lo que ellos tienen.
Lo están haciendo por sí mismos.
Ajá.
They're doing it for themselves. And I see failure come with that as well.
Ya, y yo veo que las fallas vienen a raíz de eso también, porque lo intentan hacer con lo propio mismo.
And they do it with selfish motives. But I think your father didn't do and strive and attempt and work just for himself because he wanted to be great.
Pero
That-
yo veo que tu padre, que tú no has tratado de pelear todo eso, de lograr todo lo que tú tienes solamente para ti mismo,
o para hacer algo grande en ti mismo.
para hacer algo grande en ti mismo.
Yeah. You did it because this quiet, still voice in you
Y tú lo has hecho porque esa voz dentro de ti
challenged you to do something bigger than yourself for the good of others.
Como que te
Empeñó.
retaba, como que te retaba a que tú puedas seguir haciendo algo.
Seguro, lo que hiciste no lo hiciste solo para vos, lo hiciste porque algo adentro de ti, una voz te estaba diciendo, no, yo te hice para esto a ti, pero vos no lo hiciste solo para lograr esto para ti, vos lo hiciste para el bien de la humanidad. Y eso es porque has sido el éxito que has sido. ¿Me entendés lo que estoy diciendo?
Yeah.
Because I see. Contame, ¿cuál es tu respuesta a lo que estoy diciendo?
Ok, me encanta esta historia.
Okay.
I love this story.
Yeah, I love this story.
Mi bisabuelo
My great-grandfather,
Muslim?
caminaba
Yeah.
40
Yes.
millas para ir a trabajar.
he loved that story that it's... ¿Quién lo dijo?
His great-grandfather walked 40 miles to go to work.
Okay, yeah.
Ok. Mi abuelo caminaba 20 millas para
My
ir a trabajar.
grandfather walked 20 miles to...
Was it his father? His father's father? One was great-grandfather,
Yes.
and then the other was
His
his grandfather.
grandfather, yeah.
Mi padre
My father,
iba en un Cadillac a trabajar.
he went in a Cadillac car
To go to
to
work.
go to work.
Yo voy en un Mercedes-Benz.
I go to work in a Mercedes.
Mi hijo tal vez vaya en un Ferrari.
My son probably he goes to work in a Ferrari.
Pero cuidado,
But careful
que mi nieto
that my grandchildren
puede volver a caminar.
can start walking again.
Yeah, be
Porque-
careful. Caution
Yeah,
that my
caution.
grandson
grandchildren,
will walk.
Yes.
¿Por qué?
Why?
Porque tiempos difíciles
Because hard times
hace hombres fuertes.
made strongest men.
Pero
And good
cuidado.
times make weak men.
Yes.
Pero cuidado con tiempos con hombres fuertes
But careful with the strongest men
que hagan tiempos
that make good times,
fáciles
easy times,
y esos tiempos fáciles hagan hombres débiles.
and that easy times and that good
Yeah.
times make weakness.
Dios
Yeah.
siempre pondrá
God is always going to put,
tiempos difíciles
He's going to put hard times
para hacernos fuertes.
to make us strong.
Es
Yeah.
importante
It's very important,
las batallas.
the fights,
Muy importante.
the battles.
Porque Él
It's very
necesita
important
hombres y mujeres
because they need women and men
fuertes.
strong.
Dice la Biblia
The Bible says
que andaremos de victoria en victoria.
that we are going from victory in victory.
Pero para andar de victoria en victoria,
But to go to victory in victory,
tienes que andar de batalla en batalla.
you need to have
Battles to battles.
Yeah.
And these are generational transactions.
Yeah.
Son transacciones generacionales. Y tenemos que tener cuidado. We need to be really careful because we're in a time of war right now.
Porque estamos en
We're
tiempo de
see-
guerra.
Estamos en un tiempo de guerra. Globally, nationally, we're seeing that this is a time of rising up where the wheat will be separated from the chaff. And what I'm seeing, and this is for our listening audience, don't be afraid with what's happening. Keep your
No tengan
Ears.
miedo de lo que estamos pasando ahora.
keep your eyes on the ball. What Pepe just explained through Jessica is something that we see repeated throughout history.
Eso es lo
And we
que
see
todo
it-
lo que tú estás diciendo es lo que vemos repetidamente de historia en historia.
And
de
the Bible
generación.
documents this very well, that when there's a sacrifice of our ancestors, in this case Pepe's great-great-grandfather, and then there who walked 40 miles, but his son only had to walk 20. But then Pepe's dad drove a Cadillac, Pepe a Mercedes, and now his son a Ferrari. The battle cry is, son, you have to realize that now your son is headed for a 40-mile pilgrimage
Yeah.
on foot, metaphorically speaking. And we're entering into a time of war, a time of great global conflict, emotionally, spiritually, and we see what's happening all over the world. Pepe, estoy diciendo que la historia que recién me contaste de toda tu familia es lo que estamos viendo ahora nacionalmente e internacionalmente. Certainly when I was in Peru, cuando yo estaba en Perú, I saw this transaction happening
He visto todas esas transacciones pasar
in Peru.
en Perú.
But I'm also realizing we're headed for a time of war globally. this is a battle. This is a universal transaction. We're seeing the things that are mounting up. And Pepe is just saying, I was forged. My life was forged in that battle. Mm-hmm. And now my son has to realize that his son, he can't raise him with the abundance and access and resources and that would follow with the capacity to purchase a Ferrari in this case, for example. There's a lifestyle that comes with that.
Es como un estilo de vida que viene.
Con el Ferrari que estás diciendo de tu hijo, ¿no? Y vos le estás diciendo a tu hijo, tenés que tener cuidado.
Es la historia que lo contó Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan said that story, yeah.
Pero me encanta esta historia.
¿Qué historia contó? ¿La que recién contamos de los 40 años?
De los 40 millas.
Michael Jordan told that story. But Pepe's family and his heritage is something similar. And I think that's what he's saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we're facing that time in history. So if you're looking at everything that's bad in your life, please understand, and you see that there's suffering ahead, and you see suffering is coming, just understand that suffering is what will refine and what's going to train you and your children and the next generation to do what? To rise up with character and integrity and to show up for this next season in time.
Yeah.
Right? We need to forge the character and conscience of the next generation, Jessica. And your dad is really, his life's an example of that.
Yeah. Pero es un ejemplo de vida de eso, de que teníamos que continuar, ¿verdad? Que tenemos que seguir.
Continuamos con lo que nos dieron, pero tenemos que tener cuidado que no nos hundimos en lo que fue.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal?
Un basquetbolista muy famoso aquí en Estados Unidos.
A basketball player very famous here.
Lo estaban juzgando, criticando.
People were judging him.
Porque vieron,
they were criticizing him?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Porque vieron a su hijo.
Because they saw his child, his kid,
que en las vacaciones universitarias.
That in a vacation, summer vacations.
Estaba
at the university.
In the university, yeah.
Estaba trabajando en una cadena de hamburguesas.
He was working in
hamburger chain.
Hamburger.
Y lo estaban criticando.
So people were criticizing him.
Él en una entrevista dijo,
in an interview he said,
el famoso soy yo.
The famous one is me.
El dinero, el millonario soy yo.
The millionaire, the money is me.
El talento es mío.
The talent is mine.
Él tiene que encontrar su talento.
He needs to find his talent.
Y su talento lo llevará a sus riquezas.
And his talent is going to be for him
his riches. That is his riches. Yeah. And the riches is the pilgrimage to that fruit. It isn't always even the money.
Cuando mi hija empezó esta carrera de...
When my daughter started the career of powerlifting,
todos comenzaron a mirarla.
Everyone was looking at her.
Es la hija del campeón.
Oh, she's the champion's daughter.
Pero por ser la hija del campeón,
but because she's the champion's daughter,
no le dijeron, "Ay, toma tu medalla."
They didn't say like, "Okay, take your gold medal."
Ella tuvo que luchar.
She needs to fight for it.
Ella tuvo que pasar sus propias batallas.
She needs to pass all her battles.
Ella tuvo que entrenar.
She needs to train.
Y ganarse lo
To
propio.
work out and to have
earn it herself.
Ahora,
and now,
no le dicen que es la hija del campeón.
Now nobody says like, "Oh, it's the champion's daughter."
Sino que dicen Jessica Selem.
So they say like, "Oh, Jessica Selem
es la bicampeona panamericana.
It's 2 gold medal Pan American champion.
Por sus esfuerzos.
That's you.
That's me.
Y por su
because
talento.
of her effort and for her talent. Yeah.
It's so beautiful, and it's a principle. You reap what you sow.
Yeah.
God made it very simple. It's a universal principle. You reap what you sow. Whatever you think you become.
Yeah, es un principio mundial, se podría decir. Do you want to
That's it. Yeah, es un principio mundial. Que, por ejemplo, es como la semilla. Me pones la semilla en la tierra y si pongo una semilla de sandía, no voy a crecer una papa. No, exactamente. Si pongo sandía, voy a crecer una sandía. Si pongo para papa, crezco papas, ¿no? Es un principio universal y me parece que todos los entendemos. And we all understand it.
Wow.
quiero decirle a toda la gente
I want to tell everyone here,
que no tenga temor
that don't be afraid
de equivocarse.
to fail.
Yo me sigo equivocando.
I continue failing.
Hace unos meses, en abril, me rompí el hombro.
In April in this year, I broke my muscle of the shoulder
En el R.E.S.T Classic.
in the Arnold Classic Championship.
Muchos dijeron, ok, Pepe, ya creo que acabó tu
Okay,
carrera.
so most of the people say like, okay, Pepe, I think your career is over here.
Mi carrera acaba
My career ends
aquí en la tierra
Earth.
in this world.
Yeah.
cuando el
the earth.
Señor me lleve.
When God is going to
Call me home.
yeah.
Pero mi
call me
legado,
home. But my legacy,
quiero que quede cientos de años más.
I want to be more years and more years.
Que la gente hable de Pepe Selem.
That people can talk about Pepe
No
Selem,
importa que ya no esté,
no matter if I'm not in this world.
pero que siga siendo una inspiración.
But I want to continue doing continue doing like a inspiration for other peoples.
Ahora, si yo estoy sentado,
So now that I'm sitting,
no me voy a tropezar.
if I'm sitting, I'm not going to fail
Tengo
walking.
que caminar,
I need to walk,
avanzar
go there
para tener tropiezos.
to have fails.
Así que sal de tu comodidad,
So get
Get out of your comfort zone.
sal de tu confort
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone
y ve.
and go.
Jesús dijo,
Jesus said,
una milla más,
one more mile,
una milla más.
one more mile.
Rocky Balboa dijo,
Rocky Balboa said,
un round más,
one round more,
un round más.
one more round.
Solo el Señor determinará
So just the Lord is going to how do you say that? It's going to determinar.
cuál es mi
He
última,
determines. He determines.
yeah.
He disposes. He calls.
cuál es mi última milla
When it's going to be my last mile,
y cuál es mi último round.
when it's going to be my last round.
That's right, Pepe.
Yeah.
Well, you were talking about my son was an athlete from the time he was very, very young. He wanted to do 2 and 3 workouts a week. He was crazy.
Mi hijo también era un atleta y siempre como que en la semana te quería hacer 3 entrenamientos.
Todos, yeah. Y cuando te oigo hablar, when I hear, I know, I'm so sorry. When I hear you speak,
Y
I
cuando te
think
oigo hablar, yo pienso
of his determination when he was very, very young.
en su determinación, en tu determinación cuando tú eres muy joven.
Cuando mi hijo era muy
Cuando era joven.
Yeah. And you today, while I was thinking of him, you mentioned the story of Caleb in the Bible.
Yeah.
And it was a remarkable story because the nation of Israel needed to go occupy the land that was going to be theirs.
Yeah.
And the land they were going to go occupy was from a very corrupt civilization.
Entonces, yo justo que me estaba acordando de mi hijo hoy día, tú dijiste la historia, una historia importante de la Biblia que era de Caleb, que justo era la tierra que él estaba como que gobernando para que was Israel, right?
That's right.
Para
Tenían
que
miedo, ¿te acordás?
Tenían miedo de que vayan a ocupar la tierra que les pertenecía.
Yeah. And then 12 spies were sent in.
Y
And out of
después
12,
se fueron 12 espías a buscar.
y de los 12, vinieron 2.
Y de
Just
los
2
12,
said, the battle doesn't belong to us. It belongs to God. We go do what God
Yeah.
says.
Y la batalla no pertenece a nosotros, pertenece a Dios y nosotros hacemos lo que Dios nos dice.
And Caleb went in and he came back, and the 2 of them
Y ahí
are the only
Caleb
ones that
estaba
lived to
ganando,
occupy.
y ellos 2 son los que ocuparon también, los que regresaron y pudieron ocupar la tierra.
But that was when he was younger.
Pero eso fue cuando él fue joven.
But at the age of 85, you said,
Pero en la edad de 85, como dijiste.
he got older. So tell us the
Yeah.
story of Caleb.
Ajá, así que si
Because
no
while I
puedes-
was thinking about my son, who's Caleb, you were telling the story. You began to tell the story of Caleb, and I thought that's amazing.
Yeah.
Because we all grow tired, we all grow weary, we all get ashamed. Todos nos humillamos, todos nos cansamos, todos estamos tristes. We all think the battle's too big sometimes, right? The battle's too tough.
Ya, a veces pensamos que las batallas son muy duras, que son muy difíciles. Ya, entonces-
Everybody feels that. Todos sentimos eso,
Todos
Pepe.
piensan, ajá.
Entonces, me gusta lo que dijiste. One more mile, one more hoop, one more job, one more relationship, one more forgiveness, one more I'm
Ya,
sorry.
entonces me gusta como lo que tú dices, ¿no? Una milla más, un round más, un perdón más.
no sé,
Yeah.
nunca paras. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop
nunca
with things
paramos.
that can bring life into life.
Podemos traer vida tras vida.
Nos vamos a jubilar
We are going to retire
solo cuando el Señor nos lleve.
just when God,
That's right.
call
Mientras
us.
no nos lleve, seguiremos trabajando para Él.
If He didn't call us yet, we still continue working.
That's right.
Hay
He
una
said he's
palabra
never going to
profética.
stop.
Yeah.
So he's called home.
Hay una palabra profética ahora para ustedes.
There is a prophet word.
Yeah, he says he has a prophetic word that he wants to share.
Uno de los profetas, Samuel,
Samuel the
Samuel the
prophet.
prophet, yeah.
en el primer libro de Samuel,
In the first book of Samuel,
habla de David venciendo a Goliat.
it's
David defeating Goliath.
David cogió 5 piedras.
David took
5
5
stones.
stones.
5. Pero con la primera venció a Goliat.
But with the first one, he
defeated.
¿Por qué tenía las
Yeah.
otras 4?
Why he had the other 4?
Ok, en el segundo libro de Samuel
In the second book of Samuel,
hay unos versículos
there's some verse
que habían 4 gigantes más en esa batalla.
that there was 4 more giants there.
¿Por qué tuvo 5 piedras?
Why he had 5 stones?
Porque él tenía las otras 4
Because he had the other 4
para los otros gigantes.
to the other giants.
Pero ¿por qué Dios no permitió que esos gigantes salieran?
But why God don't let
That's
the
right. God
giants,
didn't permit the others.
Porque esos gigantes se retiraron.
Why they go back?
They
and
retreated.
Porque Dios te dice,
Because God said
una batalla a la vez.
one
battle at a time.
No quieras ganar todas las batallas hoy.
Don't try to win all the battles now.
Hoy vence la batalla de la pornografía.
Today, defeat the giant of pornography.
Hoy día vence la batalla de menospreciarte.
¿Qué quiere decir menospreciarte?
Like don't love yourself.
Oh, yeah. Today, defeat the giant of self-hatred.
Yes.
Hoy vence la batalla de alcoholismo.
Today, defeat the giant of alcoholism, drug addiction.
El Señor te dice, una a la vez,
One at a time,
y podrás vencer todas.
and you'll defeat them all. Bravo! We pulled this off. Bravo.
All right, everyone. For updates about R.E.S.T and this podcast, please visit our Instagram or Facebook, The Place of R.E.S.T. If you'd like more information about Virginia or to support and join the cause of R.E.S.T, please go to virginiadixon.com/collaborate or call 949-289-5935. Thank you for listening to R.E.S.T with Virginia Dixon. We'll see you next week.